I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. I just saw The Greatest Showman last night, and I love it. And I want to be him. Although, that's actually the bearded lady. I could be the bearded lady, maybe. Welcome to today's video. That was a different start to normal. Welcome back, it's me, Dr. BenjiFM, and if you missed yesterday's episode, £200 million transfer window, go back, 200 million, 500 million, 200 million brought in. So we're saying, that's very Arsene Wenger of you, Ben. Look, listen up, you scallywags. I genuinely think we have a much better team now than we did before. Signings we've made, sales we've made. We've made some really good money on some players that, frankly, I think we've replaced really well too. I think the ones that, for me, go under the radar, Moise Kean, I think, is really good right now. And I think selling someone like Perisic, who was a little bit older, did okay. 65 million? I mean, I've spent 21 or whatever it is on this guy. We've done well, is what I'm getting at. Anyway, also, a little bit of news is that Gabriel Jesus is available or transfer listed right now. I'm thinking right side, another option. I mean, I can't get him until the January, but I've put a bid in. Contract talks might happen today, so look forward to that. Right, 2 games for you today then. Sunderland in the league and Bilbao in the Champions League. And as you can see, aside from the 1-1 draw against Juventus, we've been beating all of the teams we were supposed to beat. It's very evident to me that we had a really easy run at the start of the season. Of course, last time was a 6-2 win over Derby. Followed that with a 4-1 against Swansea. Lukaku getting a couple in that one. As I say, the 1-1 draw against Juventus. Arthur got a goal on 88. Higuain scored on 56. And actually, when you look at the stats, we probably had the best of the game at home at the Emirates. And then again, Riyad Mahrez popping up with a goal with Lukaku, and then against Swansea again, Carabao Cup, we played them again and beat them again. So today, as I say, Sunderland and Bilbao, it should be a good one. Let's get into it. You can see from this screen here, actually, in terms of appearances, I've tried to keep a relatively stable side throughout. Van Dijk had a little injury, so he missed a couple of games, but I think this is probably the lineup that we're going to go with, if you see it from the tactics screen as well. So this is the team then. Donnarumma in goal, Hysaj, I'm going with Hysaj, right back, Koscielny, Van Dijk and Danny Rose, of course, Fred and Arthur in the centre with Asensio just in front, Hazard on the left, Mahrez on the right, and Lukaku up top through the middle. I'm not really sure whether we should play Lukaku as the complete forward, because that's what we do with Lacazette, and Dembele can do that as well, or we play him as the target man, and so he does with that. I want to try him at complete forward. I think he could probably do it. He's got all the stats available, like he's got all the attributes that are needed to do that job and that role, so I think we can probably afford to give it a go. So yeah, well, then we've got 3 really good complete forwards, and of course if we need to change it up, we can. Lukaku is versatile in that sort of way. In the same way that Dembele and Lacazette can play as poachers or advanced forwards, hopefully Lukaku can string his bow to a few different options. Okay, let's get into this game then. Sunderland are the team we're playing against, and as is probably unsurprising to you, 5 wins on the bounce, meaning that we're top of the table. We have a game in hand over United, who again, I think will be our closest rivals this season. Could be a tough old year, but hopefully it's close and it's quite tight, and the reason I think it'll be interesting if it's quite tight is you look at the last games of the season, Manchester United, Liverpool, oh boy. Right, team talk's gone relatively well, so let's kick off and get into the game. We're away at Sunderland, so that'll be interesting, and again, it's another game. Actually, this is another game that you would suspect we would be winning. It does, of course, mean that later on in the season, we have a pretty difficult run coming up, so that's going to be interesting. All right, first chance of the game, and can the boys that put 6 past Derby do a similar thing to Sunderland? What has got... It wasn't quite bicycle kick confusion, but that was weird. Yesterday's episode could well have been called the best assist on Football Manager this year, because it was pretty ridiculous. What actually happens here? Fred plays it back to Danny Rose, who crosses the ball in. It's their keeper that's confusing. Arthur does head it, and it's the weirdest save, and then it's put in again by Arthur, and he gets the first goal. 2 or 3 minutes gone, and we're leading. It was just very poor goalkeeping, wasn't it? I think that's all we can take from it, really. But so far this season, we look really good. I think the best thing I've got in this team is that when I want to rotate, I'm not really weakening the side. I think that's something that I've not had so much with teams like Arsenal, is that sometimes you pick an 11, your 11 is quite clearly better, and I think in recent years, especially in the wide areas, when I'm bringing players on, I feel like we get a little bit weaker, but maybe we're just bringing on a little bit of extra pace. In the centre, I feel like when we bring players on, they might be a little bit more creative, but overall maybe not as good a player, whereas now, when I'm making substitutions, I'm bringing Mesut Ozil on, I'm bringing Moise Kean on, they're just really talented players, and I think that's something that this Arsenal team needs lots of to be good. Like, if I'm getting Lukaku off, then I bring on Lacazette, I bring on Dembele, and not much really changes. Even if Donnarumma was to get injured, I think having Jack Butland as a reserve is a really good sign of depth. The only slight problem might be centre-back, and I've said that before, but I think with Koscielny and Van Dijk, they're not players that get injured all too often, so I'm not worried. I now realise what I've done, and I'm looking forward to the upcoming injury. What have we got? What's happened here? It's a penalty. Hello? Well, Hazard steps up. Hazard steps up to make it 2-0. Wasted everybody's time, wasn't it? I don't really know what's just gone on there. I'm a bit confused. Now it's Sunderland with it. Kabay, lovely little ball through. Destro with a strike on goal over the bar. But the first thing we've really seen from Sunderland so far, their 12th position in the league table. Villa back in the Premier League, and it's not going brilliantly for them. Now Hazard's bit of a bit of an injury. Lukaku not playing his best football either. The pair of them. And I mean, we were talking about it, the depth we've got now. I could just hook up. Do you know what? I'm hooking them both. Hazard missed the penalty, so he's going to be sad. Right, Moise Keane's coming on, the best regen in football history. And Lacazette, who scored a bundle of goals for us last year. Let's see how they do. In fairness, they probably can't do much worse, so I guess we'll see. I quite like this blue Arsenal kit. I've becoming more and more fond of it. Right, about half an hour to go in this first game of the episode, and it's gone pretty routine so far, but only a 1-0 lead, which makes me a little bit nervous. I might get Asensio off and bring on Ozil at some point, as Asensio puts in the corner. Clear to Arthur, the goal scorer so far in the game. Finds Fred as well, left-footed shot, and it just sails wide. We will make that change. We'll get Ozil on. Asensio off, who's struggling a little bit for fitness. Champions League game midweek, so I want to keep people fresh. Mahrez is not having the greatest game either. Our attacking players have not performed that well so far. But as time ticks away, this is going to be quite a routine, quite a simple 1-0 win, it seems, as the ball's headed clear. There's about 5 seconds to go. It's just these sort of games, you've got to make sure these games are ticking over. You've got to make sure you're not dropping points in these ones. Getting a win is so much better than just drawing it and staying unbeaten. So there we are then. Lovely old job. 1-0, Sunderland beaten. And yeah, Danny Rose with man of the match. Danny Rose with man of the match. Who thought that was going to be a sentence with it today? Right then, Bilbao coming up, and I shall see you for it. Oh, Hazard's got an injury. He's out for 3 to 5 days with a twisted knee, so probably won't feature. I'm now praising Danny Rose. This has gone full circle. Right, viewers, welcome back. Not quite at the game against Bilbao, but I did mention that Gabriel Jesus is a player that we're interested in and we bid for, and the bid has been accepted. I think adding more depth to the attacking areas. We absolutely need more defenders, but I think this is the initial contract offer. I've got him down as rotation as well, which is why the offer, I think, is so low, or the contract demands are so low. We're going to try and lower it even more if we can. 90 grand a week. He's currently on 75 at City, so it'll still be a pretty big deal if we're to bring him in. He's negotiated it, but do you know what? It's Gabriel Jesus for a very, I think, fair fee as well. Look at him. I'm not going to say anything else. He can play out front, he can play out on the right, and it gives us another option with Riyad Mahrez. It's probably the only other position where we don't have someone that can sort of naturally play out there as the inside forward. So I think, although we have to wait until the January to get him in, what a player to bring in the January if we need to push on for the other competitions. Delighted. I've had a few questions as well about how we've managed to pull off some of these daft transfers. Like, some of the fees have been quite low. Essentially, with players like Matic, who now wants to talk about not playing, Lukaku was the same. They were transfer listed, similar to Asensio. All these players were, for whatever reason, transfer listed, whether they were just made surplus to requirements at Manchester United or Real Madrid. It meant we could go in, and I think that is a theme. 2 or 3 years into the game, you do have teams that don't perform, especially in the Premier League, where there's so many teams with good players now, that eventually some of those players are going to be ambitious and they're going to want to move, and at that point you can capitalise, especially if you're a team like Arsenal, who have got so much money to spend due to also the merchandise and the stadium stuff and everything else. So that's how you get them. There's not really a special tactic other than the fact that they're transfer listed. Could have just said they were transfer listed, but there you are. Right, Matic is complaining, so I think going into this next game, although it's not until tomorrow, I think we'll do a little bit of rotation. Ozil's going to come in as well. Lacazette, I'm going to actually put Lacazette out on the right, and we'll play Dembele through the middle, who I think probably deserves the game time. Kurzawa's going to come in as well. Rob Holding at the back, maybe for Koscielny. Rob Holding for Koscielny, yeah, let's do that. And Jack Butland is going to get his game in the Champions League as well. We could actually put Gray there as well for Arthur, and really keep things fresh in the middle. I think we will do that. All right, with Matic, I'm just going to tell him, I'm going to say that he's an influential member of the squad. Actually, speaking of that, someone said, can we see dynamics? Yes. Those are the current social groups, so we've got a few outcasts. Hopefully, that'll change over the next few games and or weeks or whatever. And then, there you are. Like, team leaders now, Koscielny, Ozil and Hazard. Just behind them, we've got Lacazette, Gray and Van Dijk. So, it'll be captaining as well. I expect Van Dijk might become a team leader pretty soon. So, things are looking good. Things are fine. Now, Gay is not really an advanced playmaker, so we'll switch it up, make him a Carrillo next to Matic. It should work in a similar way, actually. It shouldn't be too bad. He'll get up and down, shuttle all over the shop for me. So there we are then. Butland in goal, of course, and well, do you know what? I ran you through most of the other team. Lacazette, though, will change from an advanced forward, sorry, an inside forward, to, Ramdeuter. Let's play him as a Ramdeuter. I'm feeling giddy. Let's get it done. If he scores a hat-trick, he'll be a Ramdeuter forever. And you can see from the Bilbao side, pretty good. DeMarcos, who is famously a right-back, is playing attacking midfield. What on earth is going on here? I've never seen that. He's always been a wing-back or a right-back, and now he's a... What is going on? I wouldn't say he's massively cut out for it, but he's playing behind what? And Aki Williams, Manayin, that you'd expect up there as well, but that is mad. Right, well, we'll see how we get on then. That is going to be fascinating. If he finishes the game there, or scores like a 40-yarder, I'll feel bad. If he scores at all, I'll feel a little bit bad. Okay, then, it looks like we're playing Sunderland again. I can assure you that this is Bilbao. Right, let's get into it. Of course, first game in the group then, we drew against Juventus, which is never a bad result, but it does mean that you have to beat the likes of Bilbao and Bucharest in our group if we're going to progress any further. And there's DeMarcos, tackled. Van Dijk plays it forward to Dembele, who's in acres of space. Dembele to make it 1-0. Oh, he's cracked it against the bar. Oh, good early chance for us, and it's been squandered. I'm interested, comment section, let me know, from the squad that I currently have, do you have any of the players? Because I've seen a lot of people say they've got Dembele, and he's absolutely dynamite for them. So out of the squad that I've got currently, have any of those players been really good performers for you? Let me know, comment section. That's the question for today. I'm interested to see who's been performing for you. Let me know what season you're in, what you've achieved with the team that they're in as well. So yeah, comment section, get involved. As Moise Kean, well, oh, Ozil's injured. He's gone down. And we're going to have to get him off, I think. So Asensio, well, at least it's a good replacement for him. It's going to have to come on against Spanish opposition. But Ozil there, it was a good chance for Moise Kean. He passed it through and immediately went down. The fact it wasn't a challenge is a little bit more concerning than if it maybe was. So there, potential knee injury. That could be really bad. It's actually Bilbao now, they're bringing it forward, out to Inaki Williams on that side, who gets a good ball into the middle almost. In fact, Van Dijk heads it clear, and now a chance for us to break as Dembele finds Asensio. If he can slide it through, maybe he can. Gaze there, and it's a decent save from the keeper, sort of. It was a poor finish, really. It does just look, it just looks like we're playing Sunderland again. I can assure you we're not, as the ball's bouncing around all over the place. Matic on it now, into Van Dijk, challenged, and maybe a chance for Bilbao to break, or the end of the highlight. It's Manayin bringing it forward. He feels like he's been around for ages, especially on FM, because he started off as a bit of a wonder kid. He's probably about 23, as the cross is... Well, the cross is poor. How old is Manayin right now? 26. It feels like he's been around for about 15 years. And that is half-time. The only major note, then, is that Ozil is out-injured, which is not ideal. Right, I'm going to say a goal will make us favourites to win, and the only person that's bothered is our defenders. Right, Kurzawa. Oh, God, we're showing off that. Do you see that? Well, that is talent right there. we've seen a Lacazette bicycle kick, and now we're seeing all sorts. In fact, speaking of Lacazette, he's doing very little as a Ramdeuter, so we're going to put him in as a winger. He likes that, so we'll let him do it. But when I say he likes it, I mean he's performed well playing as a winger, so we'll see if it works again. As Asensio brings it forward into the feet of Dembele, who's got options, and he goes out to this left-hand side. Kurzawa now joins the attack, of course, on an attacking duty. Moise Kean puts the ball in, and Manayin clears, and it could be a chance for a counter-attack unless we stop this before it really starts. DeMarcos, oh, I spoke so much about him. DeMarcos with a strike, it goes wide. That would have been awful. We've had a couple of games here where they've been not particularly highlight-filled, and really, I know we're away from home, but this is a game I think 3 points are almost vitally important for. There's the highlight happening behind there, but we're going to bring Lukaku on as the target man, see if that makes any difference whatsoever, because so far it's been pretty stalematey. Manayin, though, brings it forward for Bilbao. A chance maybe for them. It was passed back to Butland, who launches it clear. And yeah, we've brought Lukaku on as a target man, so hopefully that out ball will stick a little bit more. It's a great challenge comes in from Matic. Asensio out to Dembele, who's maybe got a chance. No, he loses it again. And Bilbao with another chance perhaps to come forward with it. Played into the middle now. Bernat goes back. And this is quite patient stuff now. San Jose plays it forward. And it's to DeMarcos. Raul Garcia plays it out to Susueta. I think you'd say it's similar to that anyway. Ball whipped into the middle. Manayin's there. It's headed down. Are we getting it clear, please? It's been smashed into the back of the net. Raul Garcia. And this would be our first defeat of the season. You can see from the stats on the right side, we are probably the better side. But it doesn't really matter if you don't score. I've had some key chances. Dembele missed one that he probably should have scored. And yeah, not ideal. And this defending is somewhat suspect. The fact we don't clear that, it's a poor header out, we lose the second header, and then it just falls perfectly to Garcia. 1-0 Bilbao. We'll make the tactical changes. Lukaku's going to have to come on. We need a change in, a change in scoreline would be preferred. It's a throw-in now, deep in their half even. Heisa J to Lukaku, who plays it to Kurzweil, who's got lots of space to shoot, and does, but it flies over the bar. Left backs love that, don't they? Every time they get a chance to shoot, they take it every time. Fred now, though, forward for us, into Asensio. It was challenged. It was a good tackle, though. And it might give Bilbao another chance to break. We are closing it down like nobody's business. The pass out, though, from the keeper was pretty good. And Raul Garcia is through on goal. He's got a chance to make it 2-0 Bilbao. Saved by Jack Butland. And it's cleared eventually. But we are looking a little bit frail at the back. It's just been pointed out to me there that Monreal plays for Bilbao, which is annoying. Bilbao, though, still forward, money in loads of space on the edge of the box to get shot off on goal. Butland, though, with a good save. I mean, he's played all right. Considering he's conceded, he's made a couple of decent saves. But time's ticking away here. There's 4 minutes left to go. And it's going to be a defeat. I mean, we've had a lot of the game there. And I can't believe I've lost to Sunderland. But there it is, Bilbao won. I was like, where was the ref going then? What was going on there? Just quickly go back and watch. What's he doing? There's clearly an emergency. But then I'm so unlucky. They seem relatively motivated. I know I could have got in on them a little bit, but we've played rather well. Which is disappointing. There's some tough games coming up on the horizon, though. If you take a look at the fixtures, you can see Spurs not too far away. I may well bring you the Spurs game over the weekend, and then you can see some huge games coming up. There's a run there, Juve, Chelsea, City, Bilbao, that is almost must win. Because of this loss in the Champions League, we'll bring you the next Champions League game. So we'll do Spurs and Bucharest in the next one, and then go towards sort of the Juventus, Chelsea, City, Bilbao stuff. And you can see there again, Liverpool, Manchester United very close together, as well as playing them at the end of the season. So that's going to bring us to the end today. If you've enjoyed it, do leave a like, and if you want to see some more, subscribe to the channel. Of course, let me know any of the players in the squad. I'll bring the squad list up for you. Do you have them? How do they fare for you? And let me know, comment section. Goodbye.